breath?
Courtney was the first to change her name. But just what should it be?
Then, looking good. Sounds good.
Then we figured out we could do other things like Courtney Coquette. That's kind of nice. Courtney Coxette. We had a lot of free time, really. I'm going with Courtney Cox Arquette, but with no hyphen.
Is that what's on your driver's license?
I mean, it's for real. It's on my social security card, everything. No hyphen. And eventually I'll just go by Courtney Arquette. Now that I'm 35, I felt like, wow, this is really changing my identity, and it was scary, but it feels good. It feels like I'm really committed.
And surprise, surprise, this unorthodox couple chose a rather unusual inscription for their wedding bands.
It says, a deal's a deal.
Really? Does yours say the same thing? Your wedding ring? A deal's a deal?
A deal's a deal.
Yeah.
And let's try to, let's do our best to stick to it.
These kids are so much in love, they wanted to get straight to starting a family.
We certainly do. We're planning on it pretty soon.
Heartache and multiple miscarriages followed. But here's a happy ending. Coinciding with the end of the show, Courtney and David told E.T. they were expecting. And like any expectant mom, we found Courtney struggling to stay stylish.
Don't ever wear, when you go to Sundance, an itchy sweater. And one that kind of makes you look like the Michelin Man.
Now America is itching for Jen and Brad to hear the pitter-patter of little pit feet. She wanted to wait for babies until her friends' days were over. She got a little practice when Rachel gave birth on the sitcom, but knows being a real mom will be a far bigger challenge.
I think I'll handle it well, I hope. It's not like TV pregnancy where you can take it off at the end of the day.
This is our old haunt. This is where Phil and I and about 12, 15 other people renovated this building, which used to be a big printing house.
2 years into his newfound fame from Friends, David Schwimmer took E.T. along on a visit to Chicago, the city where he caught the acting bug in college, and where he co-founded the Looking Glass Theater Company.
I really miss this city. I really miss these people and the stage.
Friends had just taken off, and David was still trying to get used to being a superstar and a sex symbol.
I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not this, I'm not a hunk. Everyone has their own, perception of self. To me, I was, just this gawky fool.
But David's self-image didn't stand in his way from parlaying his success on Friends into an eclectic mix of outside projects. In 1997, he starred in the HBO black comedy Breast Men, playing a plastic surgeon instrumental in the development of silicone implants. The following year, David appeared with Harrison Ford and Anne Heche in 6 Days, 7 Nights, and also in the film Kissing a Fool, where he met his girlfriend at the time, actress Millie Avital.
I auditioned with 7 actresses for Millie's part. Millie was the last actress to come in, and before she even said any of her lines, she was it.
Still single, David is one of the most private of the cast, and he told E.T. way back when that being famous had its ups and downs.
I'm trying to find the balance. I'm trying to find private life as well. I want to be able to go to a Bulls game and just enjoy it.
Phoebe may be the ditziest of all the characters on the show, but as Friends' oldest cast member, Lisa Kudrow is often led by example. She was the first to get married, saying "we" in 1995 to French advertising executive Michel Stern. And she was also the first to have a baby, giving birth to son Julian in 1998. Her pregnancy was written into the show, and 1 month before she delivered, she said the guys were already gaga for her baby.
These are like, young, studly guys, and they just dissolve into emotion. Looking at my, catching the little baby and stuff.
She told E.T. in 2000 that being a new working mom took some getting used to.
Well, it's hard. It's not easy. But I have a lot of help. So I think that's where it's not just me having to hold everything up. There's a big support system.
And that support system helped Lisa attain perhaps the most successful film career of all the Friends. She starred in Romy and Michelle's high school reunion, Clock Watchers, Two Analyze This movies, and The Opposite of Sex, which earned the actress the prestigious New York Film Critics Award in 1999.
This is a big surprise, and it's really nice.
I said I'm good to go.
When we first went off the set with Matt LeBlanc, we found a macho guy with a need for speed. Just 1 year into Friends, we went dirt biking with Matt.
Sometimes the adrenaline rush was just, you get right on that edge.
4 months later, Matt got his hands on a bigger machine, a fighter jet with the Flying Thunderbirds, and he showed off his aerobatic skills.
Okay, Matt, your airplane.
I got the airplane. This is the biggest rush I can think of.
And here we go. To your left. Hold it in there. Come on, hold it in there.
1, 2, 3, 4. I did not tell my mother. My mother doesn't know.
Matt was a major league heartthrob.
Good. Again. Okay, back.
I tell you, it's a tough job.
You took out the last one.
Tough job. It's still bizarre. I don't know if you ever get fully used to it where it doesn't faze you at all. If you walk by and there's 10 copies of a magazine with your picture on it, and you're just like, whoa.
And he hadn't found that right girl yet. But in 1997, Matt started seeing model Melissa McKnight. He proposed to her a year later, but they didn't actually tie the knot till 2003. The wedding was on the tropical paradise of Kauai, and we spoke with them a month later.
How's married life treating you all?
It's great.
Yeah?
It's great, yeah. Well, it's still pretty new, just like a month in, but we've been together for
5 years.
5 years now. It's just...
Dude, you're so married. You're so married.
And now baby makes 3, with daughter Marina born in February of 2004.
Probably having her way with my wife's breast. That's probably what she's doing right here.
But Matt is also father to a new sitcom, Joey, the Only Friends spinoff. Afraid of losing the devoted Friends audience in September, the network scheduled the show in their old 8 o'clock time slot.
Yeah, we're getting ready. We're working on the new show, and everything's going good.
At times, things weren't as great for Matthew Perry. Tabloids trumpeted his stint in rehab, addicted to prescription painkillers. During the 3rd season of Friends, he was hooked on Vicodin.
He was losing a lot of weight on the show, and the cast and the crew were very concerned. He told us that when he looked in the mirror and they saw him, that it was horrifying what they were seeing. He was drastically losing weight.
Matthew checked into the famed Hazelden Clinic in Minnesota in June of 1997, and E.T. talked to him about it on the set of his movie, Free to Tango.
How did you get the courage to fight the addiction to Vicodin?
It wasn't really a choice. It was just, that's what I have to do because there's so much out there that I like, and I didn't want to lose any of it. You get into a place in your life where you're having a problem, and you either lie down about it or step up to bat and take your swing. And that's what I did.
Before all this, the only tabloid headlines he made were about his love life, like the time he dated Julia Roberts after her appearance on Friends.
What's the story there?
Well, I mean, we've gone out on a handful of dates.
Right.
I think he's a lovely person and terribly funny and nice.
Their time together was brief, but in September of 2003, Matthew came to the Creative Emmy Awards with his new love, Rachel Dunn. He talked about his buddy Matt's impending fatherhood.
Matt's going to be a daddy, and he's married, and I'm finally bringing a date to one of these award shows for the first time.
Your friends are growing up.
Yeah, unbelievable. Some faster than others.
And Matthew's got a thriving film career. He reunited with Friends guest star Bruce Willis on this year's The Whole 10 Yards.
It's a tough spot with me because I did about 270 episodes, and Bruce did 3, and he's won an Emmy. You want to do the rest of this interview sitting on me? I mean, I see you staring.
We'll be right back.
When we return, Friends before they found fame.
You have to put this boy on entertainment.
Cut me out of your last tease.
Matthew with Valerie Bertinelli, Jen with 2 noses, Schwimmer with the Fonz, and Courtney with